So hand wrapping 101. When you have hand wraps, I always recommend ideally Mexican style hand wraps because they have, as you can see, don't judge the dirt on my hand wraps. They haven't been wrapped on oil. That's what happens when you're busy. You want to make sure that it has a little bit of give. So when you're wrapping your hands, kind of like a tensor bandage, because there's these wraps, I'm pretty sure they're Everlast, like the really, sorry, Everlast, but the really crappy ones that you buy that are like all cotton that have no give, they immediately roll off your hands as soon as you use them to do anything. So it's important to have like a Mexican style. Length doesn't matter too much when you're first starting out, but as you progress, you often want more length. Okay. So very important. You're going to start with the thread side down. And what you're going to do is you're going to loop it up over your thumb. So each time as you're doing it, you want to give it a little bit of a give, and you want it to be snug, but not overly tight. Snug, but not overly tight. So up here, I've anchored it on my thumb. I'm come on the back of my wrist, and then I'm coming around my wrist 2 or 3 times. And again, each time as I'm wrapping around, I'm pulling a little bit as I'm doing it. Okay. And what I'm doing, and you can see by the crinkles in my hand wraps, how I wrap my hands, is I'm coming up now towards underneath my palm and up towards my knuckles, underneath my palm, up towards my knuckles. And then doing a couple times around my knuckles, making my way back to my small end of my wrist on the outside of where my pinky is. And then from there, I like to wrap between my fingers because it gives you a tighter fist and engages your muscles more. And again, like I said at the beginning there, it's like a tensor bandage. So it gives you more support on your wrists and your knuckles. So it comes around the small knuckle or small base of your wrist up towards your pinky, in between your pinky and your ring finger. All right. And so as I'm doing it, as you can see, is I'm kind of adjusting, and that comes with experience. So, I recommend before you come into a class, practicing wrapping your hands a few times on the couch as you're watching TV. Okay. And then from there, you're coming down underneath towards where anchoring around your thumb here. And everybody's got different kinds of hands, so it's going to feel a little different for everyone. And then you're going to go up in between your middle finger and your ring finger, pulling it nice and snug, opening your fingers, nice tension, especially if you're wrapping for someone else. Sometimes when I wrap people's hands, they don't give you tension and their hands are really loose. You want to have that tension there. Okay. Spreading your fingers right out, up in between the ring finger, middle finger. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come around again here and back again around your knuckles. Because what you want to do is you want to anchor the knuckle wraps into your knuckles so they don't unravel as you start shadow boxing and moving. And then you're going to do a couple times down towards the wrist. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come up right underneath your thumb, and you're going to come, I call this the X position, so you know it's locked in. So it's an X from your wrist to your pinky underneath, and then from your index pointer finger down to your wrist. So it looks like an X. So you know you've got it anchored right in. And I usually just do it one more time around, and then I finish off because you want to make sure that your wrist's nice and supported, coming down and around your wrist there. Now, here's a little tip, because I've seen it happen so many times over the years, is what happens if you didn't do the thread side down and you're at the end and you want to take those extra 2 minutes and wrap it all over again, because it's a pain in the butt, especially when you're in a class and the coach is saying, get your butt moving into the class. What you do, so say for instance, you've wrapped it and now it's upside down like this, okay? Because you haven't put the thread side down. All you do is not unravel your hands all the way, save time, just do a little bit of a twist, come back, and voila, you're ready to go and you haven't pissed your coach off, okay? All right, so that's Wrapping Hand 101. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video for more boxing tips, tricks, and fun.